Hello, I'm Catherine, Plastic Free Mermaid, and today we're making Padsicles. That is healing pads for postpartum. So healing our vagina, our vulva, and our perineum after birth. I have not given birth yet. I am about 10 months, 2 days, or 2 days into my 10th month. So due any day now. I would use what you can use for these padsicles are repurposed towel. So just get a small towel. You can fold it in half and then into thirds, and then you can put this strip along your vulva and bum to aid in the healing, or if you're handy, sew it so it stays intact. You can use reusable pads. I've ordered these, they haven't arrived yet. We live on Hawaii now and everything is just takes longer to get here. So I'm using diaper inserts, perfect little size. So I'll just put these inside some big undies. And I'm not going to be moving around, so I don't have to worry about like them falling out. I can just adjust them as I go, and I'll be laying in my bed on a towel with my baby. So I'm using these diaper inserts. I also have giant ones. So the reason I can get away with this is because we have special little baby newborn reusable cloth diapers that we'll use for those first couple weeks, and hopefully I'll be healed by the time we need the larger diapers. So those are 3 options for you: reusable pads, diaper inserts, or a repurposed towel. The reason why I'm doing this tutorial is because it's really quite easy to make these at home naturally, as opposed to buying disposable pads and doing the same process with the Witch Hazel and Aloe Vera, which is the only 2 ingredients we're using for this recipe. Very simple, very easy, and you can reuse these unlike the disposable pads, which are made of plastic, which we know takes around 1,000 years to biodegrade, and it's just an irresponsible material to use for something single use, and it's really bad for our bodies. So our warm bodies absorbing the toxins from a plastic pad is not a good thing. So in this case, what I'm going to use this towel to hold my pads. So as I make them, I'm going to stack them in here, and I'm going to put baking paper between them so they don't stick together. So that's what I'm using this towel for in my process. All right, let's get started. So we've got our pads, we've got our Witch Hazel, and this is just a water, organic aloe, glycerin, Witch Hazel extract, citric acid, organic citrus, grandis seed extract. So it already does have some aloe vera, and then I've stripped, this is aloe vera that I cut from an aloe vera plant out in my garden, and I've stripped it. You can watch a previous tutorial on how to do this, but it's pretty easy. You just cut with a knife, sharp knife, you cut along the edges, you cut off the pokey bit, and then you cut off the pokey bit on that side, and then you get your knife in between the green outer skin and the gel. So you want to get your knife right up against, and then you press on a hard surface, which I did on this chopping block. You press down into the green skin, which removes the green skin, which is hard, and gives you this like soft aloe goo remaining. And what we're going to do with this is take our blender, and this is going to be about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pads. We'll put that in. It's actually easier when we chop that, so we'll just don't be lazy. 5 pads, and then 5 teaspoons of Witch Hazel, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll blend it. Good. This is just a second-hand blender. Doesn't have a lid, but it's what I use for crafts. And then we take our Padsicles, and I'm just gonna take about, oh, I won't even use this, so we'll just, yep, just nice disperse. Can use this. Okay, so that's one, and then we will do the next one. Oh my gosh, this one is a bit foamy and got in my mouth and it tastes so bad. But it's worth it. The facial benefits are amazing. I always like to give myself a little facial when I'm doing these DIY projects. So now I've made 3 Padsicles, and I should have done the prep work of cutting my baking paper before, but I'll do it now. Just got excited and wanted to get into making these, so I'll just make a bit of space in my workspace here. Baking paper is surprisingly durable, so I will rinse these, wash these between uses. And then just stack pad, put that one there. Okay, so we've got 3. I can put them in a little Padsicles bundle. And I'll keep making them. But I'll just cut a few more of these strips so that I'm ready to go. And I'm just eyeballing it. I'm going to try and get a bit more bang for my buck and make them a bit slimmer. Okay, so I've got room to make 4 more, and that should even out with the mixture that I've blended. but we will see. Or 3 more. Okay, so here we go. This is our 3rd pad with this mixture. Ooh, so here we got some of the chunk. Not all of it always blends up, so we'll use that for the next round, but still works. If you watched the previous YouTube where I like to keep it a bit chunkier, this is a bit more along those lines. This Padsicle will be a bit chunkier, and that's totally fine. At this stage in my healing, I doubt I'm gonna mind, but if you mind, then definitely you can re-blend it. I'm gonna leave that chunk in this pad, and the rest of this chunkiness I'm gonna blend more for the next batch of pads, which I might have to do sooner than I expected, because that means that one pad will be a little short on aloe. So I'll just pour all of it in here, knowing that there's a big chunk. Just kind of scooping those chunks back in, and then massaging this all in. This is obviously a bigger one, so these ones will be on top because they have more surface area. I might even use the rest of this just to make it really, really nice and supportive, so that I've got. We live right by an airfield base, which is actually really cool. It's a bit loud, but I love it because we get to see some really incredible. I'm just wiping my hands on the next Padsicle because why not? It's just going to be aloe and witch hazel on this one as well. Yeah, we get to see some really cool aircraft, but it can be quite loud. So I'm just switching the skinnier baking paper to go between the smaller pads. This one I think should work. Okay. And now you will watch me cut some fresh aloe. So I'm going to go grab some from the garden. I'll be right back. If you're doing this live, just stay with me. Okay, so here we have our aloe, and I'm going to show you. So it was nipped off at the end, and we're not really using the end anyway, so we don't need too much. So I'm just going to cut the spiny bits off. This all can go straight in your compost. And then I'm getting the knife between the very bottom edge and the gel. And once I've got my position, then I just press down into that bottom. Oh, this one I did not nail this one. It's usually pretty easy, but you can do it from the top too. It's just a little bit harder to control. So be safe, don't cut your fingers. I've done this a million times, so I feel quite confident, but if you're unsure, definitely take your time, go slow, cut away from your fingers. Okay, now the top bit, which is a little bit harder because it's curved, so you really want to press the edges down, and you get the knife in between the bottom of the leaf and the gel. Oh, this one's actually coming much easier. Probably because I can actually see what I'm doing because my aloe is translucent. Cool. So there we go. Nice aloe strip. And we will blend this up. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left, so we'll do 4 left. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and I always forget to chop it up first. I just get excited. But look, it's already so gooey. So the more chopped up, the better. And then all of this is so good for our skin. You never want to waste it. It can dye your skin a little bit of an orange color, but orange better than green. A lot of people pay big money to be tanned orange. Okay, we'll see if we have enough witch hazel in here. To kind of pulse to get those. Okay, that should be good. And again, so I'll just get this out of the way so you can kind of see my dual workspace here. So I've got my Padsicles stack here, and I'm doing the thinner strips between the pads now. Conserve our paper. Okay, cool. So, ready to go. And we will just pour this . Now we're getting to the bigger pads. Which is good. A little bit more surface area, more coverage. Just in case I need need that or that feels better. I do need a bit more baking paper. And do one more. This one's a bit chunky. It's got the bottom of the barrel in here. Will be a good one. Okay, so again, we'll just apply this, especially to this cherry angioma that I've developed in pregnancy from having so much excess blood in my body. A little bit on the belly. So put this here. I actually need two. And we just wrap these up. And put them in the freezer. You can, if you want, kind of like tie them so they stay together. And then they're easy to identify for your midwife, your doula, your partner, whoever's supporting you in your birth or your postpartum phase, because you can say it's the little towel bundle wrapped up with a bow. All right, so I'm gonna go put these in the freezer. This is great because it's a bit malleable, so you can fit them into the freezer, but you don't want them to be at a weird angle because they are gonna freeze in this shape. I suppose you could have them at this angle, that would be fine because that's kind of like contoured to the body, but you definitely don't want them folded in half because they will freeze like that and you'll have to wait for them to thaw totally out, which is fine too. You do want to give them like 2 to 3 minutes before putting them directly on your skin, and even then you may want to put some tissue between your body, or not tissue, but like a really thin muslin cotton cloth if it's too intense, but highly recommend just absorbing this magical goodness straight into your body. Yeah, and I hope your postpartum healing is supported and still and restful. I'm going to be doing the Hopi tradition of 2 weeks of darkness. So really going to be trying to stay in my bed, around my bed, near my bed, for definitely in my bed that first week to really heal and allow my baby to pass from the womb, the dark, nurturing, safe womb, into the earth, into the darkness of my room, our bed, mama and papa, my milk, and letting his soul transition really gently between those two worlds or realms. And yeah, just allowing my body to heal too, the internally and externally, whatever needs to be healed. I'm just going to take it really slow. I've got lots of food in the freezer, kitchery, soups, yeah, like nourishing, hearty, healthy, grounding warm, unctuous meals that my partner will heat up on the stove. I've trained him, you know, you don't just heat it up in the microwave. We don't have a microwave, but you put a little bit of oil in the bottom of the pan. You get some spices going in that, and then you add in the whatever you're reheating, and that just keeps it alive. That reactivates all the flavors. So that's the plan. Eat a bunch of that. Padsicles on my bottom, cloth diaper on my baby. We're also going to be trying to, another reason we're doing this 2 weeks in bed is to learn his cues. So we'll be learning his cues for when he's sleepy and needs to sleep, or when he's hungry and needs to feed, and also when he needs to go to the bathroom and relieve himself. So he gives cues for all of these, and it's just up to us to pause and be still and observe and, watch these and learn these cues. So, okay, his natural rhythm is sleep, wake up, feed, pee and poo, feed, sleep. Okay, so if I know he usually pees and poos after he feeds, then I can have the little toilet ready, take off his reusable diaper, hold him over the toilet, and then as he's peeing or pooing, I say, "You're peeing" or "You're pooing." Not like "Good job," because then he starts to associate, well, am I doing a bad job if I'm not doing it? You know, so we don't want to shame him. We just want to reinforce what he's doing. And then after that, put the reusable diaper back on if it's clean, or change, put him back down on my other side, feed him, go back to sleep. So that's the rhythm I'm anticipating, and it'll probably be totally different. But you know, that postpartum time is so precious, and we're really committed to healing and allowing our baby a gentle transition to this earth, because it's a wild world, and we want him to come in knowing love and peace and support. So that's how we're gonna try to create his birth as much as possible, and definitely that postpartum period. So healing for mama, whilst really nurturing and loving and getting to know baby. So yeah, baby, those are my intentions, and really excited. If this is helpful, definitely comment below. I've like avoided doing YouTube videos because I don't want to like tidy up all the shit, you know, and I don't want to edit. But I'm just going to put this out here raw and unfiltered, just like my apple cider vinegar. I just stole that from this. Weird, but whatever, it works. Yeah, I'm just putting this out here raw because if it's useful, great. I'm not going to withhold information just because I don't have time to edit it into something polished. So hope it's helpful. Definitely add, if you've done this, comment what you've learned, anything different, you know, in a month or two. I don't know how long this baby's going to take. But once I'm back online, I'll know if these worked for me, how I would have done it differently. I do think I'll make more once my reusable pads arrive in the mail. And I'll go through the comments before then to see if there's anything you suggest. I'm a new mom. I've never done this before, so all of your support, all of your comments, all of your advice are so welcome. All of your questions are so welcome, so that we can answer them within the community. Other people can answer them. I mean, that's the beauty of social media, right? Like, we get to be in community around our interests, our shared interests, and discuss and share solutions. It's so wonderful. So thank you. And yeah, I'll be trying to share more of this stuff. So if it's useful to you, definitely subscribe and like, and yeah, have a great day.